Hi, my name's Lee Aase. I'm the founder of a new venture called HELPcare, and in this video I'll describe why we created it. I've recently retired from Mayo Clinic, where I led the social media team for 13 years as part of my 21-year career at Mayo. And I'm really grateful for the experience that I had, as well as the relationships that I forged there. And I really think that those all will combine in a way that will be extremely helpful as we're launching this new venture. This picture that you see is of my wife Lisa and me at our daughter Rebecca's wedding. And what led up to that moment was over the summer, I had been working out 6 days a week, 30 minutes a day, heavy cardio, because I wanted to look good walking Rebecca's younger sister Ruthie down the aisle in August, and then Rebecca in October. As it turns out, I had been at about 265 pounds, and through sheer determination and hard work, I got down to about 260. So I was feeling really frustrated, and I was kind of wondering, is this just the way it's going to be? Am I just going to continue getting sicker and fatter and sicker and fatter? I was 53 years old at the time, and I was really wondering whether this was kind of the beginning of the long downhill slide, or maybe not all that long. And so I was frustrated at my inability through exercise and what I thought was eating right to be able to make a dent in that 265-pound frame. Just after this picture was taken, my wife Lisa got some blood work back from some laboratory tests, and it showed that her blood glucose, her fasting blood glucose, was 102. And to her credit, her physician sent her a message in the portal suggesting that that blood sugar was a little bit high, and she probably ought to consider limiting her carbs and sugar. And because she was concerned about possibly getting diabetes, she thought I should lose weight. And our daughter Rachel had been doing a diet called Trim Healthy Mama. And so Lisa came in and asked me if I would be willing to go on that diet with her. She was somewhat surprised when I said yes, and probably because I hadn't related to her the frustration I had been experiencing. And so we went on the Trim Healthy Mama diet. And for the first 3 months of that diet, I lost about 15 pounds. And Lisa lost 3. She was really despondent about that because she thought if I had worked this hard previously, if I had gone on the similar kind of diet maybe 20 or 25 years ago, the weight would have just been falling off. But because she was postmenopausal and also had Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is kind of an autoimmune disease that attacks the thyroid, it just made it really difficult for her to lose weight. And so at that point, I kind of took over and I said, I'm going to research various diets, various approaches, and see whether we can come up with something that will work better. And so over the ensuing several months, we tried a few different diets, and all of them got her somewhat better results. In the second one that we tried, I believe she lost perhaps 8 pounds over 3 months. What we finally arrived at as our solution, something that worked for both of us and led to significant results, was a combination of intermittent fasting along with a low-carb diet. And the results were fantastic. In November of 2020, Lisa was able to get into her wedding dress for the first time in 36 years. She hadn't imagined that that would ever be possible. She was pregnant on our first anniversary and on our second anniversary. After that, there was just no way she was going to get back to her 1984 size. Now, this next slide I share because in a 3-piece suit, you can't see quite the extent of the abdominal obesity that I had. But in this picture, you can. I was, as I said, 265 pounds, spread over a 6'6" frame, but it still gave me a body mass index of just over 30, which is into the obesity range. And I had Lisa take this picture of me early in 2021 after I carried up 3 20-pound jugs of kitty litter from the basement to symbolize the amount of weight that I had lost. And I got to tell you, I got a little winded carrying that weight up the stairs. And yet that was the weight that I was carrying every day, every step for several years. This is how Lisa and I looked in August just after I retired. And put it in the broader context, this is really what it's all about. We had this picture taken just after my retirement. This is Lisa and me on our front porch with our 6 children, 5 spouses, 1 significant other, and 14 grandchildren. And really what it's all about for us is being there for them. As we look back on our journey, we kind of feel like Neo in the Matrix, like we took the red pill, because the way we accomplished our weight loss and revitalization and renewal of our health was by doing pretty much exactly the opposite of what the U.S. dietary guidelines say. That's why in January of 2020, I started blogging about my health journey on my personal blog. I wanted to share what I had learned and make this information available to others who might also benefit from it. I followed that up several months later with what I call my body baby steps. The idea behind creating the body baby steps was to distill down what would I do if we were starting all over again. Instead of the various diets that we did along the way, what would we do to get the biggest impact right away? This led to some opportunities for us to do some coaching with some friends who had seen the change in us and asked us if we would coach them. And so this is my friend Kevin with his before and after picture with his jeans that he was wearing before he started on this approach, and then how he is trimmed. He's lost 40 pounds. This is his brother-in-law, Kurt, who's lost 35. And he's 60 years old now, goes to Anytime Fitness and runs circles around the 29-year-olds. And really is feeling better than he has in many years. We also found out that we were doing some coaching without really knowing it, what I call passive coaching. One of the readers of my blog, who used to work with me at Mayo Clinic as my secretary, wrote to me and said that by just following the body baby steps, she had lost 45 pounds. And when I followed up with her and talked with her about it, she said, yeah, that 45 pounds was from March to August of 2021. Her concern had been that her parents had type 2 diabetes and died of heart disease, that all of her siblings had type 2 diabetes, and she was concerned that she might be going that way as well. And so that's why she said, I know you're not crazy. I was reading your blog and I saw that you included videos from other people that you were learning from, so I could check things out for myself. And she said, I just decided I needed to do it. And so between March and August of 2021, she lost 45 pounds. All of this sort of culminated for me in a desire to launch a third career. I worked 14 years in politics and government and 21 years at Mayo Clinic. At that time, I was 9 years from full Social Security benefits, and I didn't see working that long in a social media role. I didn't want to be the 67-year-old social media manager. Lisa and I both feel healthier than we did 25 or 30 years ago. And so after 21 years at Mayo Clinic, I feel like I could work at least as long in a third career, and I wanted to get started with it. I really believe, as I said earlier, that my career trajectory and my experience at Mayo Clinic in particular had prepared me for this new venture. And so what I want to spend the rest of my career doing is helping others restore their health. It seemed to be the way that Lisa and I could make the most impact in our remaining time. I want to really stress, though, that it's not just about weight loss, that weight loss is a pleasant side effect of getting metabolically healthy, because metabolically healthy people have lower risks of diabetes and of cardiovascular disease, including heart disease and stroke, of cancer, of dementia. Beyond that, people who are metabolically healthy have much lower risks of hospitalization and serious complications from viral infections, including COVID-19. Thanks for watching. This is the first of 3 videos, and the next one's about solving metabolic syndrome. I'll be addressing what is metabolic syndrome and why is it so dangerous, and then also what HELPcare means and how it can help you reverse metabolic syndrome through powerful lifestyle changes. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please share it on your social media accounts and with your family and friends so that they can benefit from it too.